Hey, what's going on? Good evening, my friends. Gang in the building. Gang, everywhere I look, I see gang. Y'all check out my shirt. Don't y'all like that? Look at this. Look right here. New merch alert. New merch alert. Look at that. Y'all like that? Look at this. Y'all like that? Y'all think of this? What y'all think of this? What y'all think of that? It's gang love right there. Get down, Daisy. I don't really want to see her. I'm going to make a Daisy shirt next. Shout out to Todd. Shout out. Yeah, we do need some Daisy merch. Hello. Man, shouting out, man, Will, Christine, Frank. Let me start from the beginning. Who am I shouting out? Margarita Marin, Lori, Frank, Teresa, Guadalupe, Christian, Josie, Michael, Frank, Zach, John, Blanca, Pastor, Chef, you know that's gang, John Hill, Cindy, Sherlock, Landon, Margaret, man, Redonda. I hope I'm saying that right. Redonda, Gil, Will, Earl, Mother at 12, Miss BB, of course, because you know I'm wearing my BB gear. See that? Look at that. Hit the like button if you want some merch, baby. You know what I'm saying? Go to Teespring. You know what it is. Links in the description. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. Yeah, I got a few bombs. Got a couple bombs. First bomb is this bomb shirt. Bomb. I ain't worn this shit, man. This is live. I love this. Get me a hoodie like this. Miss B, where can I get me a hoodie like this? You know where I can get me a hoodie like this? I want it all white. You know what I'm saying? I'm fresh to death.
I gotta get the link. I don't know.
Splashy. For real.
Is the link in the description?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Teespring link's in the description.
It is?
Uh-huh.
I don't see it. Look.
Janelle, that's my gang.
Where?
Oh, I thought we put it in there.
I don't have it.
Uh-huh.
I think it's in your iPad.
You want it?
Yeah, send it to me.
Let me see here right now. In case somebody wants to order this dope merch.
I don't have it.
Let me see here. Teespring. How do I get the link to my... Great.
Where's your store?
Hang on.
You should have a page. Like, where do you go to log in at?
Hang on here. What the heck? I don't know where my...
Mm-hmm. 180 people.
Oh, dang. I better start this thing. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, y'all. I was trying to find y'all a link to this, but since I couldn't find it fast enough, I'll do it afterwards. Let's get this music started. Do you have your charger up here?
No, I don't. Mine's about to die.
Mine is too. There you go with this charger.
I am April, baby. And I am
juice. Okay. Guess what I got? I got juice. I got juice. I know you want to. I got juice, y'all. Pay these bills. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What y'all doing? How y'all living? Man, let's get this party started correctly. You know what it does. You know what it is. Why don't we go ahead and do ladies first?
I am April BB.
Or am I April BB? No, I am not April BB. I am Mr. Brando! And that's Daisy. Say hi, Daisy. Hi, Daisy. Gang, gang. That's enough. That's enough. Okay, we know who you are. And welcome to the status of the Iraqi Dinar IQD chat. Now, let's start this off with a mega bomb. Ow! Love it when we start the party off with something like this. I love it when we start the party off with something like this. What was I looking for? Man, it seems... Deputy Parliament will hold consecutive sessions to pass all the reform packages of the demonstrators. That's what it is. Now, would you do me a favor real quick? We have a special guest. Would you please type in my phone number to this person right here?
Oh, I don't even know your number, Hart.
903. Can someone type in my phone? Or can...
I was pulling up your Teespring. Hold on a second. Are they calling in a second? Or are you?
No, they're going to call in a few seconds.
Okay.
But I need them to just have the phone number.
Okay, I'll get that to in a second. Let me pull up the Teespring. Okay.
Okay, here. Yeah, they're going to pass all the all the reforms here in the next couple sessions. I told you guys, this is my most humblest opinion, that these demonstrations, as you will have it, these protests were needed because you have to understand something. In chaos and you have to tear something down to build it back up. And this is what's happening in Iraq, Lebanon, a lot of other places around the world, that people are just simply fed up. And when you're fed up and you got no money and you got no, when I say got no, that's how, people talk. I ain't got no. You got no jobs, you got no housing, you got no, basic things. You've got to understand that people get sick and tired. And when people get sick and tired, they push back. And when they push back, protests happen. Now, like I've always said about the protest is that they can't let up on the protest. They need to allow the protest to happen peacefully. I told you guys that in my most humblest opinion, that the people that were shooting the Iraqi citizens were those that were the Iranian militia groups that were inside of there. They were acting maliciously and they were shooting. They were the ones that were killing the people. And they are also the ones that are behind the beatings and all the things that are, I guess there's probably a few rogue Iraqis out there, but it's mostly those militia groups that are out there acting a fool. Does that mean that they're running roughshod over the country and wreaking havoc? No. But does that mean that they're not taking an opportunity to go out there and do some bad things? Yes. So, bad people do bad things. I understand that, but it's not ISIS. Take a moment right now before I do anything else. Special shout out to the United States government, the president and his crew for keeping things a secret, going out there and killing probably not one of the most evil persons of our generation, al-Baghdadi. A terrorist of all terrorists, a scumbag of all scumbags. I hope you rest in hell, you piece of shit. You are a true piece of shit. And raping women, killing your own countrymen, all behind the guise of betterment of people. You are truly a bastard, and I feel sorry for the women and children that died. I hope that wasn't the woman that you raped repeatedly for 2 years.
Didn't he kill his own kids?
Yeah. That's what I saw today. He killed those children, and they're gone. And God rest their souls in heaven forever. But may Baghdadi, I hope there's a special place in hell for you, and I hope you die. I hope that death you live, those virgins, those 72 virgins you're after, I hope all of them have herpes, AIDS, and gonorrhea, and you have multiple unprotected sex with an infected penis. You can die slow, but you didn't. You died quick. Iraqi police, they were firing live rounds and tear gas. The UN Security Council stepped in and had big meetings there. They were supposed to put a big stop to some of this. They said, we will try the heads of the corruption since 2003. Remember, we told you guys that we knew that there was going to be some massive arrests. I'm going to read an article in a little bit that one particular person, I told you they were massively guilty. Not just Maliki, but there's some other big fish that are out to be fried. We will try to settle all the heads of corruption since 2003. It's about time, Iraq. It takes an uprising. It takes 200 more civilians dying, 6,000 more people wounded before you actually handle your business. Protesters, please, if you can hear my voices out there, sincerely know this. I do not want you guys to be hurt. I want you to demonstrate peacefully. But if this is what it takes for you to reclaim your country and step forward, then please do it. Okay? Members of the Assembly, the corrections of change, statement received by the efforts. Members of the parliamentary group are serious about the overthrowing of the heads of the corruption that have exhausted the state funds since 2003, and they will try them that. Accountability of the corrupt will not be exempted from one, noting that the gathering warned all of its members that any cover-up or concealment of information of the head of corruption is a tantamount to corruption with him, meaning that if you hide corruption, if you do any of those things, then you're just as corrupt, and we will try you the same. Kick their butts, go after them with reckless abandonment. The Minister of Finance. They broke into his home. I told you about that. I told you guys about somebody was out there spreading a bunch of fake news about OFAC, saying that the Office of Foreign Assets, that was the holdup for the Iraqi dinar. I'm not going to mention their names. I'm just going to read this statement from OFAC. They said that was the holdup to the whole, they called it an RV. It's not an RV, it's an RI. But I'm going to read this to you guys one time. We're going to address this.
Napoleon said, what do you drink during each video?
Depends. Sometimes I drink 0-calorie water. Sometimes I'll drink tea. Sometimes I'll drink vodka water. Just depends on my mood. In response to Iraq's invasion, the United States imposes comprehensive sanctions, including trade embargoes. Sanctions, there are currently, here's the part that's important about OFAC. There currently are no broad-based sanctions in place against Iraq, but there are certain prohibitions and asset freezes against certain individuals. So for you guys that are out there listening to people that are on Facebook, I call YouTubers and Facebook people Facebookers, and I do them both. I think we do the groups pretty good. That person obviously didn't read the OFAC statement. There are currently no broad-based sanctions against Iraq. So that's not holding up the reinstatement, kids. That person doesn't know what they're talking about. And guess what? Therefore, if you don't know what you're talking about, you probably shouldn't listen to them. Okay? Ooh. Once again, I like to defunk the funk. I like to prove what's right, and I like to defunk these gurus for what they really are, which is most of them a bunch of people that don't read the only crap they put out themselves. And you can see that it's sided with the executive orders, and you can also see where it says it's against certain persons, and that's why they're on the list. They're not on the list because there's actually sanctions against the country. I hope that puts one myth to bed. Now, the U.S. military has carried out a military operation. They killed al-Baghdadi. We already talked about that. Rest in hell. Governor of Al-Dakhil said Saturday this week will witness a growing pace of implementation of reform packages. One thing that you see really kind of cool in the news time after time again now is that each province is about to start adapting their own set of reforms based upon what those persons in those provinces are kind of protesting. You see certain rules and things going out that they want to see everybody do. We have taken steps to meet the needs of the citizens in housing, labor, social welfare sectors. It has been less than 2 months since we took over the management of the executive branch. In joint cooperation, we will fulfill the demands. What else can I say, kids? Times of change are coming. The Iraqi Alliance held an emergency meeting on Sunday to discuss reforms and the measures to meet the demands of the demonstrators. Now, my problem with that was they didn't have enough people in parliament to come together because they were scared. Now, this is the thing. These people, if they had no fears, they have no fears about not showing up for work. They have no fears about accountability. They cut their pay. They have no fears, but yet they're afraid of being killed. If you weren't guilty of anything, why don't you show up for work? You see what I'm saying? If this is going to betterment everybody, why don't they come and make quorum? But they don't do that. You see what I'm saying? They don't do that because most of these politicians that make all this money a month, you think even if they make $10,000, like one of these persons that we're talking about, Josh was and I in the group today in the inner circle talking about, said they make like $10,000. That's like 8,000 USD. Now you got to think in a country that $1,000 a month makes you almost like like a legend. $10,000 probably makes you like almost like superhuman. You see what I'm saying? And the rest of these people are walking around here with nothing. So you know what I mean? When you can't get these people in here for quorum, it rocked the dinar land when PM sent out the anti-terrorism group to stop the demonstrators. Every YouTuber was out there. Oh my God, this is against humanitarian plans. Blah blah blah. Well, if he would have went out there and said, hey, look, I'm going to stop the auctions or I'm going to enact the oil and gas law, that would have rocked YouTube world even harder or the dinar world even harder, okay? The judiciary responds to Abadi, your defensive former minister, confirms suspicions that you are a partner in corruption. This is all about what you guys and what we want to hear on a daily basis. The Supreme Judicial Council on Monday accused Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi, and remember, I told you Abadi is a special kind of piece of trash, participating in corrupt government. Remember, he had all those ghost soldiers, all those ghost employees. He was collecting paychecks. He's the one calling for the change in government. Why? We don't need a change in government. We need to see the corrupt ones that are in the government get tried and punished for the crimes that they've done. If they just returned the money that these government officials have stolen out of the coffers out of Iraq, you know what they could do? They could rebuild their country anyway. They don't need to borrow money from anybody. They've got the money. They just need to recoup it. And I'm all for this. Start with this. Big shout out to Biker Ken. Thank you so much for 20. That high 20, man, that helps a lot, man. Thank you so much. We try to give as much back to our people as possible, the admins, and as far as, the crew, thank you. We would like to reassure him and others, judiciary has been and will continue to be independent and will not be biased against one party against another, which means, you know what? If they're going to go after Abadi, you're going to see them go after Jaburi. They're going to go after Maliki. Just wait. But they've got to knock down a couple big ones to get to some other big ones, so don't worry about it. Their times are coming, okay? Now, the Parliament Speaker, Mohammed Halabusi, told the Parliament blocks the Session House of Representatives will remain ongoing until the reforms are met. If you guys don't see the doctrine that they're writing, they're going to be ongoing. The reforms aren't going to be settled in a couple days. That's why, in a way, it's kind of a stalemate if you think about it. Parliament's going to drag their feet. The reforms have to continue. The actual demonstrators don't need to let up. They need to continue demonstrating. They need to keep going. If they let up, then guess what's going to happen? They may get a third of what they're asking for, or maybe, possibly, at best half. But if they stay out there every day and fight for it and fight for it and fight for it, one day that government will fold. Because you know what? They want to fold. They need an excuse to do all these things. And the excuse is, well, we got to get rid of the corrupt. Well, we're going to get rid of it now. Well, we got to do this. Now we got to amend the Constitution. Well, we can do it right now. It's funny that things that in legislate, and I told you about policy, that it seemed to have been taking them months, 6 months, 8 months, a year to do. Now they're going to be able to do within 4 months, change their whole Constitution on the things that need to be changed. They've got a whole cabinet reshuffle. It's going to happen by the end of the week. In a couple days, they're going to have a whole reform package done. It's funny with the right motivation what a government can do when it has the proper tools to get it done based upon the voice of the people, right? It's just like America. If everybody sat here in America and said, you know what, we're not going to stand for crap, we could change things. And that's why, in some ways, when people talk about elites and this and that, I don't really believe it. I think that there are elites, but this is what I think more about. Racism is a lot more than just black and white or Asian and black or whatever. It's much more about social economics and how that people treat you when you don't have money and how people with money have you when they treat you is more going on. And that's where you're being oppressed is more so than being black and white. Because you know what? Poor is poor. If you go to a poor neighborhood, it don't matter if you're black, white, red, yellow, purple. If you're poor, you live there. But if you go to in a rich neighborhood, it don't matter if you're black, white, yellow. You got to be rich to live there. You see what I'm saying? So think about it like this. That all these poor Iraqis now need to go out there and work it like a job. Work it like you want it. And if they work as hard as I think they're willing to work, they're going to get paid. If they work it like they want to work it, they're going to get purchasing power. They're going to get the oil and gas law. The Kurds are going to see the HCL. But if they fold, if they get tired, if they weaken, if they do something, you know what? What's going to happen? They're going to go back to square one, and we're going to go back with them. This is our time, y'all. This is the things that we told you when Pempe said, hey, look, something's going to happen. There's going to be an uprising. When I told you guys, I told you this first, that these people, some of these bad government officials are going to be tried. They're going to be held responsible for their wrongdoings. And then look, here comes Interpol for this. Here comes the arrest of this. Here comes a body who was throwing stones a while ago at other officials. Now they're pointing the finger at him. Things are going to change in Iraq, and the change is happening in front of you right now.
Mr. Brando, would you feel comfortable giving our president some credit?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You want me to give him credit? Absolutely.
That's from Napoleon.
Yeah, shout out President Trump. And I'll give you another shout out. I'll give you 2 shouts out. I'll give you one shout out for not telling a whole bunch of people your business or tweeting it. So you could actually go on there and actually get the mission that you set forth to go do. And number 2, pulling off a very complex military exercise that involved not just probably 1, but 4 or 5 countries using assets, having your military and your strike force in place to execute it with vigilance, with pure excellence. And you know what? Major shout out from me. And if you don't like that for what he did, screw you. They went out there. They got probably one of the worst individuals in the world. And good job for doing it. Shout out President Trump. Corruption felonies bring in new officials, takes a firm action to bring wanted. They're bringing in, the judiciary also feels in order for special military forces for the judiciary to arrest officials who were issued with an arrest warrant. So they've already started issuing arrest warrants for the corrupt officials out there. And they got competent authority to execute it, and that's important because the whole problem with the anti-corruption board was it's like I say, if that doggy got a lot of bark and ain't got no teeth, come on, little doggy. That's why I got a problem with Sauter. Sauter's a bandwagon. Sauter is everything I despise in a politician right now. You let the youth go out there, they get slaughtered. Then all of a sudden now, you want to stand up there and make speeches about how we're going to stand up. You sound like Shoddy. We don't fold, we don't break. You punk. Shut up. Sit down, old man. You let those young people go out there and fight a fight you were too unwilling with your old self to fight. Now you want to bandwagon and pull your people out, and they're just as poor as the rest of them. But the thing is, now you're talking about, well, we need to disband the government. Why? Because you're probably got your hands in that cookie jar too. And the government you put in place. Remember that. You put the PM in place. That was your pick. You failed 3 times now. Maliki, Abadi, now Mahandi, if you want to look at it like that. So Sauter needs to sit down, shut up, and let the youth take care of the business that he was unwilling or too busy being absentee to take care of.
Ron says, great content, you good folks. Question: does the assassination of the ISIS leader send a message to al-Mahdi any way, shape, or form, or fashion?
I think it definitely sends a signal of trust. That if you trust me to do what I say I'm going to do, that I'll do it right with him and the president, right? I think that has a lot to do with the private sector. If you look at it on a deeper meaning, that he's saying to him, look, if I give you this leader and I need this special groups to come in here and help me with oil and gas, petrochemical engineering, with infrastructure. If I do that, you're going to help me. It's kind of like one hand washes the other. Yeah, I think it sends a huge message. Trust and transparency is huge in business.
Napoleon, he just gave the president credit. Pempe doesn't have to call in to give him credit. There was another question. Oh, Napoleon wanted to know, where's Nathan?
Nathan can call in if he wants to. Nathan wants to call in right now.
Okay.
I had another special guest named Ann. I wanted Ann to call in.
Okay.
I wanted Ann to call first, then Nathan if Ann would call. Let me see if she'll call.
Who's Ann?
Ann is a very good friend of Nathan that she came highly recommended. I'll see. Let me see if I'll say call. If she does, I'll call her. I'll let her tell her own story if that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ann came through Nathan.
Yeah.
And what does she work in the same line of work as Nathan?
She's connected.
So okay. So
that's all I can say. I'll let her tell her own story to what degree she feels comfortable. Okay? She's not like Nathan in the sense of what she does, but she does have some affiliations with some things.
Pimp A, you didn't say what was transferred to. You said 1.2 was transferred to a private wallet. Was that XRP? Oh, 1.2 billion XRP was sold and placed in a private wallet. I see you. Okay, gotcha.
Let's see if I can get her on the phone. And she may not answer.
Well, Nathan could call in.
And she may not feel comfortable.
Okay.
So I'll tell Nathan.
Thanks, Josh. We did. He gave the president props, okay?
Who, me?
No, I mean, just don't. Yeah.
What are they saying I was going to criticize?
No. I'm just. No.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about Lexology. I read earlier a little bit about what they were talking about, a few amendments to the few laws. I've lost it.
But didn't you? Was it Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Daisy, what is wrong with you?
Go ahead, babe.
Wasn't it Friday that you either said on the air or maybe in a private conversation that what's the gentleman's name? I always get the names wrong. That was assassinated or killed. What is his name? Mahandi.
Had the assassination attempt?
Yeah.
Mahandi.
Yeah, okay. But he was no longer the leader of ISIS, right?
Oh, Baghdadi. Al-Baghdadi. Yeah, he was not the leader of ISIS.
They gave him the boot, right?
Yeah, they kicked him out. Okay, so here's the deal. So, I'll tell him. I can't do a three-way. Hang on. You can't do a three-way. Do a three-way. On what's up? Yeah, he was basically an ousted leader, so understand that.
Because he committed suicide, right?
Yeah. What happened was they were going to get him. They sent the dogs after him. Before they could get him, he blew himself up. He's an actual coward. I mean, real coward. You know what I'm saying?
He killed his family and then he killed himself.
Yeah. Hey, Pimpe, he wants to do a three-way with Pimpe. Okay, I'll keep talking here. I'm not going to do a three-way right now. Iraqi representatives vote on Monday to cancel all allocations of the three presidencies, members of parliament, senior officials, and general managers. It's the familiar with the House of Representatives voted to cancel the privileges. So you got to understand, they're taking away slowly but surely the blocks of things that are going to make those being a government officials special. So where now you have to live more like a citizen or a civilian as opposed to being some type of big-time government official, right? Mm-hmm. Let me see. This is Lee. Hello, Lee?
Take this, so the guy wants to do a threesome?
No. I don't want to talk like that on the air like that. No, I can't call him on WhatsApp on a three-way, I don't think. I can try. Hold on, let me see if I can add him. Yeah, you can't do that like that.
Oh, can't somebody call in when you just talk? You can't
He doesn't use regular phone lines. Nathan uses WhatsApp. That's the problem.
Yeah, I can't do it. Well, you know what I can call him from? Maybe I can call him from Telegram.
Oh, you know, I was going to tell you, not only did they get the number one,
yeah, they got the number two also. Yeah, they got the number two also.
Nice.
Hold on here. Let me see if no, I can't call him from here. Yeah, I can't call him. I could call him or I could call you. So let me call him and see what he has to say, and I'll call you right back.
All right, that'll work.
And you know what I'll do? I'll call you from Messenger.
Messenger?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll call you from Messenger.
I don't know if that works for me, though. I don't know.
Yeah, you've never called Pimpe on Messenger normally.
Okay, I'm going to try to call you real quick on Messenger real quick, okay?
He doesn't have it in his phone.
Do you have it on your phone?
No. Remember, he has phone on his phone.
You there? Lee?
No, that don't work for me.
Yeah,
that doesn't work.
For him. He can only use a regular computer with Messenger.
You want me to call in at that other number that you usually post?
No, because you don't have WhatsApp. I can't. Yeah, you can't do that. I can call you on three or from there. Yeah, let me call him and I'll call you right back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, bye. All right, I'll call Nathan real quick, see what he has to say.
Yeah, it's gonna be impossible to do a three-way with WhatsApp.
Yeah, you can't do it. Yeah,
he has to be on a landline.
Yeah, he has to be.
Because Pimpe uses a desktop for those things.
Yeah. Hey Nathan.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about you, so we called you to put you live on the air.
You probably want to.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I've been watching. Hey, listen, you can't do it three-way on WhatsApp, or you can't do it through Viber or something. Is that not? I would really like to do a Q&A with Pimpe, or Steve-O. Actually, Steve-O.
I can't do it on that. I'd have to do it. I'd have to call them on a landline. You know what I could do? Call Pimpe on your phone.
Well, I don't have Pimpe's number.
No. On April's phone. I can call Pimpe on April's phone, and it'll be a little weird, but I can do that.
That's all cool. Listen, why don't we do a call on Wednesday, huh?
You want to do it on Wednesday then?
And, when I'm not in the state I am right at this very moment in time. I've literally asked the whole bar in Latin America to turn the music down. Everyone be quiet. It's not going down too well.
Well, then let's do that Wednesday then. Do you want to give him anything you want to talk about on Wednesday then before I hang up with you?
No, there's a couple of things I would like to. No, let's just do Wednesday when I'm not in the condition I'm in now. But there's a few things I think some of your listeners or viewers or whatever would be interested in. And we'll do a Q&A. Let's do something interesting. Let's all the bullshit with the gurus and that. Let's really have some real Q&A stuff. Some proper Q&A stuff, like stuff that I know that's real and not based on fantasy and all that. I'm really keen to do that. I really am keen to do that.
Okay, well, I'll figure out how to set it up, and we'll do it Wednesday then, show, okay? That'll be a good show.
Yeah, and my buddy Steve-O is going to be on.
I'll make sure
three-way,
Steve-O's
four-way,
there.
or whatever.
I will make sure, I will personally call Steve-O, make sure he's there.
We don't know if Steve-O's going to call him.
I'll tell you about that later.
Let's do this because I'm involved in some. I don't know how you would refer it, but some certain channels, was for want of a better word.
Uh-huh.
I've literally asked the bar in America to turn the music down. Everybody be quiet, and it's a bit of a dive bar, and it's everybody. I've got about 20 people looking at me right now. So
we'll talk later.
Let's do this thing on Wednesday. Yeah, listen. Yeah, let's do this. I really want to do this, actually. I genuinely want to do this. This actually, and it's not from an ego perspective or anything. I've got some info, not intel like the gurus for all that bullshit. I've got some intel, but remember, I don't talk about anything other than IQD.
Okay, let's do that Wednesday, okay?
Wednesday it is, okay?
What's that?
Wednesday it is. No, Wednesday it is, okay?
I can't hear you now.
I said,
let's do this Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Cheers now.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a moment and take some new callers. Totally new callers. If you are brand new and you want to call, post my phone number up. Call me. You got a question, call me. If you just want to talk about IQD, you want to ask me about certain things, call. There's a lot of people that really don't have, the answers that they want because they just don't get them. Call me right now. And we'll do the Nathan thing on YouTube on Wednesday. He says, I'm a bigger fan than Nathan. Now he tries to get the bar to quiet down. Yeah, we'll do that through on Wednesday. Use Steve-O's number. Okay, we'll get Steve-O on there. We'll figure it out. If I have to do it, I'll figure out a call some way I can do that. You guys, come on. Ask me a crazy question.
Were you done with the news?
Yeah, the news is done. There's really...
You want to call Pimpe back?
I mean, I can, but I might as well save it for Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, let him do it Wednesday. Any of you guys got a question? They hear from Pimpe all the time. If you guys got a question, call me. Bang my line. All you got to do is ask. Hey, you live?
Mr. Brando.
Yo, what's going on?
How's it going? Bill Massey.
Hey, Bill.
I tried to buy some IQD from not Safe Dinar. What's that other site? Shoot,
Exchange America?
I can't remember. No, not Exchange America. Shoot, I can't even remember it. I got the card here somewhere. The one that charges you crazy fees.
Who? Safe Dinar?
He said not.
Yeah. No, not Safe Dinar. Safe Dinar, you can't buy it with a credit card. What is the name?
Knock that lamp down. Knock it off.
Hold on. I'll tell you 1 second.
Hold on. I'm going to answer this call while this is going. Hold on. No. I got to answer this call, Bill, real quick, okay?
Okay.
Hold on. Hello?
Daddy.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. Okay, I sent the caller's voicemail. At any time.
Okay, that wasn't the call I thought it was. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
Yeah, anyway, Treasury Vault.
Treasury Vault. I'm sorry. Good call.
Yeah, I tried to use a credit card, and I wanted to buy 1.5, and I called the lady the next day because it got declined, and I knew my credit card was good, and now they will only sell you, she said, 1 million at a time.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know why, but
They won't sell you fractions of $1 million for the dinar. Interesting.
Well, you can buy under $1 million or up to $1 million, but you cannot buy over $1 million in one purchase.
Oh, only up to $1 million.
You can't.
Yeah, only up to $1 million.
Really?
He was trying to.
Have you heard anything about that?
No. That's odd.
Yeah, I know. Because I've been buying and buying and buying. You know, I try to buy some every week, or at least every month. But this one, I was like, And my buddy Stan out of Monroe, Louisiana, he told me, he said, I just bought. He said, they won't let you buy the 1 million.
Odd.
And he buys off Safe Dinar.
Uh-huh. How much would they sell him?
I don't know. Only 1 million.
Off of Safe Dinar.
Really?
He said you can buy 1 million a day. He said every day, but they won't sell you but 1 million at a time. I was just wondering if you'd heard anything about that.
No. I'll try to buy some. I'll look into it. I'll see if I can buy $1 million's worth from somewhere, or $1.5 million or something, just to see what happens.
Yeah. Because I know my credit card, you know.
Oh yeah, I know your credit card's good. I mean, we talk a lot, so I know your credit card's good. That's interesting. Well, thanks, Bill. Thanks for calling me. Okay, man.
All right, man. Have a good day.
You too, brother. Stay on. Okay.
All right.
Gang. Thanks, bro. Yeah, Bill's a good guy, man. I talk to Bill a lot. Let me see that 202 number. Let me see who that was.
There's another place called LA Currency too that you can buy.
Yeah, they were cheap.
They're real cheap.
I'm calling Washington, D.C. back.
Found out about them through the meet and greet.
Yeah, the meet and greet in L.A. was awesome. Shout out to Patreon. Shout out to Patreon, 40 people, man. Next meet and greet, look out for maybe Louisiana or Texas. Hello?
Sound like they hung up.
It does. Hello?
Gang. Are we live?
We live. Is you live?
Right on. All right, so here's my deal. You said we could talk to you and call you about some dinar. This is John, by the way.
Hey, John.
Hey. All right, so check it out. Today I got some dinar that I ordered, and it's not going to hurt me real bad if I got jacked. But I got some dinar that were some 10,000 notes.
Uh-huh.
And they have Hussein, whatever that dude.
Saddam Hussein's face on them?
Yes.
You got jacked.
All right. Well, because I started looking them up to see if they were any good, and they were showing that the newer ones with the security on them, with the little whatever they call that foil and stuff like that, were still usable. But I wasn't sure, and I don't know if that was an older on the internet that was older giving me that explanation.
Right. Yeah, the Saddam notes have been decommissioned, so those notes are no good, my friend.
Yeah, and that's okay. It came with a bunch of other stuff, but I just thought, shit, I better find out, or shoot, I better find out. And
yeah,
I didn't know who to talk to or ask.
Nah, man, ask. I wish you'd asked before you bought it, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. I got excited. I was talking to a guy, and those were in his little bit, and there was some other stuff that was the newer stuff. Mm-hmm. And I saw those, and I got kind of excited because I got it for a good price, and I didn't pay attention. Then after I purchased it, then I noticed the picture. I'm like, wait a second. So I tried to get out of it, but I was committed, and it was my own fault. So I thought, well, I'm gonna call and see if maybe I got lucky.
Oh man.
Apparently I didn't. It's not a big deal. It was only it was like 100,000.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that big of a deal.
Right, about $100, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, man, hey, I appreciate the call, man, and keep tuned in, and we'll keep it rocking and rolling, okay?
Hell yeah, we will.
Hell yeah, take easy.
We'll just make up with something else.
Heck yeah, buy a bunch of dong, man. Sell that to somebody else and buy you a bunch of dong with that money, okay?
Right. All right. Well, you guys have a good day. And hello, Miss April BB.
Hi.
And
I post a link to LA Currency out in LA. So check them out too. See if they can do something for you if you want to purchase some dinar. Okay?
Oh, I've got a lot of places I found. This guy here it was super good deal.
Just dumping it. Yeah, he was just.
It turned out to just be the average deal now.
Okay.
All right, cool, man. Well, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
you guys have a great day.
You too.
Victor's got a question for you.
Gang.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Victor's got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Ask Mr. B if in the first phase of the China deal, is China going to fix the currency value? And if so, will they also fix Vietnam's? And can it revalue in mid-November when they sign?
Because when China fixes their currency, they'll lift the sanctions off of Vietnam. That's part of that deal. And when they do that, Vietnam will raise their currency. Thus, it'll be a windfall for all of us also.
Thank you.
Let me see.
Four, two.
What's that?
This message, I was trying to replay it. All right, y'all. Who else got a question here? Any more questions here? Boy, this thing is popping. Only 101 likes. We got 400 people in this live. We only got 100 likes here. Come on, y'all.
I'm still going through the list.
Daisy's doing her thing. Yeah, Daisy's barking at something.
She on one.
Can you explain what the 800 numbers are about, please? Yeah, I can. So in Dinar Land, these gurus made up this fictional thing that they were going to pass out the 800 numbers that when the currency reinstated, that you could call to figure out where you could go to some place that's called a redemption center, and you could turn your currency in, basically like an anonymous exchange place, basically. Or think of it like a bank for just currency holders. Well, if you've ever done business in the banking world, you know that's absolutely not true. And if somebody gave you 800 to go to some anonymous place to go exchange your currency, don't show up there, because if you do, it's probably a robbery's going to take place. They're going to rob you of your currency, probably beat you up and kidnap you, and you'll be in big trouble.
Now, let's see. Now that China has come up with a new digital currency, they are supposedly going to use it. Is it something should be looking at purchasing or getting in on the entry level?
Mm-hmm. If you could get in on IPO stages, yeah. But here's the problem with China. Until they make their currency worth some type of value, why would you buy one worthless... they can't value their digital currency super high if they've got a worthless fiat backing it up.
Well, here's the thing. What they did was drive the crypto market up. You know, the crypto market had bottomed up. All of a sudden, they started dumping into the crypto market, and they drove it up in a matter of 48 hours. So you go out there and look.
I had more faith in the Libra coin than I do in China's cryptocurrency, honestly.
Well, Libra coin may not come out.
It's not. I already know, but that's what I'm saying. I don't believe China's digital currency is going to be the same thing. It's kind of like when everybody said, oh, the China deal is going to come out with their own Petro Yuan. Look what the Petro Yuan's doing. You name somebody who's doing business in Petro Yuan. It's a fart in a whirlwind. It means nothing. You know?
Yeah.
If you don't have policy fiscally and monetarily wise to back up your currency, and that's why that move with President Trump, I do applaud the play because, man, if you can get these countries to work together instead of fighting against each other, can you imagine what we could accomplish if they could just release the currency, let it hit the rate, tag it to the Arab basket, and let's rock and roll in the world, and let all these millionaires and billionaires collect their money so they can change the world for the good? That's really what the global reset, to me, in my definition, what it really means. Not this that all these currencies are going to change, that you're going to have a new batch of new elites that are going to have a heart, right? Because they're new millionaires or new money. And they're going to put money in and not worry about hoarding money out. I don't need to destroy this infrastructure. I need to nurture it and change it. And that's what all this is truly about.
Can the Dong RV before IQD since the signing first phase on the Chile mid-November? Or does that mean China?
Well, what they're saying is, could they get this whole China deal done before mid-November? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, obviously, if they can bag al-Baghdadi, they can get anything done they want to. It depends on the players. Now, does China want to come to the basket? Yeah. Does America? Yeah. If they're motivated, they'll get it done. If they're not motivated, no, they won't. And I think President Trump has kind of made it clear that he only wants to make a deal if it's good for both parties. Or better for America even in some ways. So if he does that, I applaud him. If he doesn't, and we go back to some type of lopsided trade agreement where currency is lopsided, then it's a bad trade agreement, and I don't want any parts of that. Hey, caller, where are you from?
Seattle.
Man, that's the end of that battle. Shout out Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Y'all crazy.
Shout out,
Hey.
C-Tac.
Hey.
Shout out.
I have a quick question. I know April. She read you my question, but here's the thing. So since they're gonna sign the first phase in mid-November in Chile, how fast do you think it could revalue?
Chile?
If they sign, because they're supposed to sign mid-November.
Chile.
At Chile, the first phase. How far off do you think it'll take to revalue?
Well, you got to look at it like this. Where is Chile in the process of the IMF? What article are they under? Are they working with the IMF? Have they done the things?
Well, not Chile, but the Vietnamese dong. That's what I mean.
Well, that's my point. Okay, so look at it like this. We know where they are. They're in Article 7 compliance. They're ready for Article 8. If they could go, if they revalue, they could probably reinstate. They're not under any sanctions. They're ready to go. That currency could flip a switch.
And another thing, do you think that when China comes up with that new crypto, you think it'll mess with our markets?
No. You know why? Because America has very little faith in Chinese markets. I mean, they buy and sell inside of Hong Kong and stuff like that. But outside of that, we're not really entrenched inside of how China does business. Now, we are internationally in some degree, but they buy more into our markets as far as us buying into them. It's limited. So, no, I don't see us rushing out to go buying their digital currency space up because I don't think Americans really have that much faith in it. That's my opinion, though.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Well, thanks.
Seattle. Do you go to UW or Washington State? If you went to UW, you're a trust fund baby. What do I think the plans are for the oil in Syria? They already rerouted the oil in northern Iraq. It's been rerouted. So the oil plan is to control the market. If we're already the biggest player, if we control the minor players, that's called what? A monopoly. You guys, sometimes the things that we want to fight are the very things that we want to control. We want to control the energy markets. Why? Because oil is gold. Oil is like technology. I mean, not like technology. Oil is like information right now in the stage of the civilization. It is liquid gold. So if you control the market, you control everything.
Is Iraq still meeting with the WTO in November?
Mm-hmm. Yep, they better be. Yep. They're still meeting with a bunch of big players on month-to-month basis. Things are still going forward. Nothing's changed. This is Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Michael Garrow.
Hello, Michael.
Yes.
Hey, Michael, it's me, Mr. Brando. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Brando.
Good.
Quick question. When it comes back online, will you have a podcast show to let everybody know that it's come back online, or how will we find out?
I'll tell you this, and I mean this sincerely. I'm going to do 2 podcasts. I'm going to do one for Patreon because I can do a lot more on Patreon than I can on YouTube because YouTube censors me. YouTube censors me to the point where it doesn't even allow people to know that I'm even online. So I'm going to do one on Patreon. That'll be the first one out. Right after that, I'm going to go back into the bank with another set of bills, and I'm going to go live on YouTube, and I'm going to, because I've got a camera that's about that big, and I'm going to go in there with a chest plate on, and I'm going to do that live. So you're going to see the whole transaction in front of your eyes. Now, I don't know about the laws, the legality of me going into a bank with a camera. I'll have to evaluate that and talk to my legal staff. But once I figure all that out, you'll know. So yeah, I will be live. I will be going back for it. As long as I can't get myself in trouble and not be able to spend my newfound wealth, then I'll definitely do it live.
You better do a choice. Better do like Choice did.
What do you do?
He just used the cell phone and had it facing him the whole time.
I'll do something cool. My camera's that big.
Did you say, but yeah. Did you say that the dong would rise to somewhere between 25 and 42 cents?
I've stated that in the past, yes.
Do you think it might be higher?
No. Can't be. Trading balance. You guys gotta understand something about trade. It's kind of like anything. So like, let's say I got a product, right? And I'm trying to sell it. If it costs me $1, right? I gotta sell it for at least $2 and up to make money. Depending on my fixated cost, my overhead, stuff like that, 50% margin's normal. What you try to have happen in big time manufacturing is they work in pennies and not dollars. So you can't really say that they gotta be more than 42 cents. They're not gonna let it get over that because they work in pennies. You see what I'm saying? If they're making 4 cents a widget and they're putting out 20 million widgets, that's a bunch of money. You can't get 10 cents on the widget for that. You see what I'm saying? You can get 4. That's the difference. Because I'm in retail, I understand that. Like, I work in margin all day long. And I know that a good deal for me is 30%.
How long after they sign you think we'll see the revalue of the dong?
Hours. It'll be like the handcuffs being taken off both countries, and everybody will benefit from that. Shout out to 412 people, big group on a Monday night. Shout out to all you guys taking the time out to come out here.
Yeah.
Can I get 400 likes? Can I get 400 new subscribers, please?
Do you think Mahandi and the rest will be replaced with a new GOI?
No. Absolutely not, no. There'll be no new PM. There'll be no president. No. There'll be no special elections in January either. No, not going to happen. They're going to see it through. He's going to go down in infamy like Alak could have. He could have been infamous. Alak's a loser. Alak is a complete loser. I can't wait for Alawi to replace him.
Okay.
The HCL is coming. That's part of reforms. The oil and gas law is coming. They said that in an article. They have the package for the oil and gas law to come out. It's the rightful piece of ownership of the people, and the Constitution states it. It's going back to the people. The people are going to have the HCL. It's coming.
Mr. B, have you heard the rumors when the RV happens, those who exchange 10 million dinar will enjoy a $28.50 exchange rate, and after the first 10 million, the exchange rate will go back down to $3.90?
That's a complete lie from the pit of hell.
Okay.
That's the same hell that al-Baghdadi's sitting in. You ain't getting no $28 exchange rate. No way, no how.
Nathan Terry says, I have a question and you may have already answered it, but do you think they will pass the HCL law this week or next?
Yes, I do. I have confidence in that. I could be wrong, but I have confidence in it, yeah. Well, it's 10 o'clock.
It is 10 o'clock on the dot.
I'm in my drop top. And you know what? We've been cruising these YouTube streets for about an hour.
How much dong do I need to purchase to be comfortable for the rest of my life? I'm 21.
Do the math. You're 21 years old. You need to have at least $10 to $15 million at your current status to be considered rich. So that's approximately what, 30 million and 40 cents, if that's possible, $12 million. You'd be close. So at 30 million at 30 million at approximately 20 cents, you'd be 6. 30 million, you'd be at 9. 40 million at 12. So at least 30 to 50 million to be comfortable.
Buy what you can afford. And Victor that called from Seattle, he said, Mr. B, I'm no trust fund baby. I'm retired military.
Then you went to Washington State. Shout out, my gang! Now,
is there a minimum number of parliament members, including no-shows or removed members, to amend the Constitution?
Yeah, they have to have quorum to do it. It's part of the Constitution. They have to have quorum to do it. 5 million would carry you. Yeah, 5 million would carry you, but if you're at 40 cents at the max, 40% of $5 million is what? $2 million? $2 million will make you comfortable, depending on your situation, your living situation. I always tell people this. Take your average medium income, right? So let's say you're used to making $4,000 a month, right? I'm just using this as a baseline. You need at least $8 million a month to pay your insurance, all your bills, and everything to go normally for you to live that same lifestyle. Any more advice I need to give? Miss BB, thanks for the fly shirt. Hold on, let me show this one more time. Thanks for the fly shirt. My shirt is so fly. I got this as a gift. Now, if I get 500 likes, no, I won't get 500. If I get 400 likes, for real talk, I'll do a rain on Thursday. Now, Thursday's Halloween. Since it's Thursday's Halloween, I want to do something called Fancy Fridays. If I'm going to do it on Thursday, we may even dress up in our Halloween costumes.
No, you got to go to the doctor this week.
I go to the doctor?
I was trying to go to schedule your appointment Thursday.
Oh, Thursday afternoon, evening. Ain't going to be all day. It's like 20 minutes. So I'll do a rant. If I do that rant, if I do it, now here's the one catch. You guys got to ask the craziest questions. I want to know all your crazy questions about gold standard, no pimpe, no nothing. I'm going to answer it all. But I'm going to wrap it all in a little bit of truth. I'm going to make it blow up in a whole bunch of mess. It's going to be fun. It's going to be outlandish. I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for taking 400 plus peoples of your time. We haven't had numbers like this in a while. I hope you guys have a great evening. Next time, call in. Have a great evening and good night.